Some of you might not know this story, but this happened almost 30 years ago. This soccer player was shot and killed after he scored an own goal in the 1994 World Cup. And one of the reasons he was shot that people speculated was because the person who shot him, that person's employer ordered a hit on him because they lost a lot of money gambling on the match. So, when I watched this press conference, I was reminded of a clip I shared of a priest a few months ago, and I'll share that clip after this one. Listen to this for a moment.
3 of the named defendants are charged for their alleged roles in both schemes. This alleged illegal gambling operation hustled unwitting victims out of tens of millions of dollars and created a financial pipeline for La Cosa Nostra to help fund and facilitate their organized criminal activity. Victims were attracted to play alongside well-known professional athletes and coaches like Chauncey Billups, only to be unknowingly deceived through rigged shuffling machines, fixing the odds in their favor, as alleged and as you just heard from the U.S. Attorney's Office. This alleged scheme wreaked havoc across the nation, exploiting the notoriety of some and the wallets of many to fund the Italian crime families here in New York.
And here's another clip just before we get to the clip of the priest.
And it involves the Lakers, kind of indirectly. I'll explain in a second. This announcement comes just as the NBA season was starting, and not only involves a current coach of the Portland Trail Blazers who's accused of being part of a rigged poker game involving mobsters in New York, but in a separate indictment, a former unofficial Lakers assistant coach accused of leaking injury reports to gamblers so they could bet big against the Lakers. Hall of Fame player Chauncey Billups, one of 31 people arrested for allegedly taking part in illegal poker games where the outcomes were rigged. Billups, according to this indictment, was what they called a face card, a former NBA player who could recruit people with deep pockets to join the poker game and distract them when the house cheated, and in return, Billups got a cut. Check this out here. The indictment alleges they used sophisticated technology to cheat, like that X-ray poker table you were looking at where you could see everyone's cards. The Department of Justice claims since 2019, this operation netted more than $7 million in profit, stealing from poker players who didn't know they could not win. In another indictment, a former player and coach for the Lakers, Damon Jones, who was connected with the team for a couple of years, is accused of letting bettors know players like LeBron James were hurt and not going to play before the injury report came out so they could bet big against the Lakers.
So here's the clip of the priest I was referring to earlier. Listen to this.
And why are we having this stuff? Well, because sports gambling now is legal. So imagine, right, people putting a lot of money on a particular game, and a pitcher comes in and maybe blows a lead, right, and costs somebody a lot of money, right? Are you going to be angry at a particular person? Are you going to be angry at the entire team? More than likely, a particular person that you feel cost you this money. Now, your gambling problem didn't cost you this money. Your compulsive attitude, your compulsive behavior didn't cost this money. No, this pitcher cost you this money. Or as somebody pointed out, this exposes college kids, right? Are college sports, I think, can you bet on college sports? I mean, institutionalized gambling is problematic. You may or may not know this, but everywhere there's institutionalized gambling, every social ill increases. Divorce, domestic abuse, suicide, bankruptcy, drugs, prostitution, you name the social ill, and it is prevalent where gambling is prevalent. This has been known for decades now. It was ignored in the Clinton administration. After they put together a gambling commission that exposed all of this, they shoved it under the rug. And now we have this situation where you can gamble on any sport, any time, and you're gambling on human beings. You're gambling the potentiality of people throwing games, umpires throwing games, referees throwing games, or a referee being paid to throw a game, extortion, bribery, you name it. The potentiality, I mean, the depravities it's unlimited, the potential, right? And to think that this is not, it's kind of like outside the realm of possibility is so naive. And I will tell you, all right, that there are going to be all right, dramatic incidences. Matter of fact, I wouldn't doubt, we see husbands wiping out families, right? Murder, suicides. I bet you if we explore deeply into this, you're going to see maybe drugs, alcohol, all right, bankruptcy. And I will tell you, if you dig deep enough, you're going to see in some of these instances, I'm not saying all of them, all right, an addiction to gambling, all right, because what happens is people get addicted to gambling. They gamble away everything that they have. They go tremendously into debt. They despair. And the last thing, and of course, they're afraid to, they've embarrassed their family. They've let their family down. It's just a potential mess. So think about all of that, institutionalized gambling, and the social ills that come with it, and the dangers of institutionalized gambling, whether it be casino gambling, whether it be online gambling, and online gambling incredibly prevalent, right? Sports gambling, lottery, you name it. You pick the institutionalized gambling, and I am telling you, all right, that it's problematic. It is very, very addictive, progressive addictive. It is so, so dangerous, and I tell you this firsthand. And I've been preaching against institutionalized gambling now for at least, I would say I probably preached it when I was the pastor of a pueblo that had a casino. So that goes back to probably about 2009, 2010. I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of people who are unhappy when you start talking about the ills of institutionalized gambling.
Well then, that will be all for the video this time. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us. And hopefully all of you have learned so much from this video. And remember, if ever you have any feedback or suggestion, please let us know in the comments below. And until the next one, thanks again for watching, and may God bless you.